morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Firstly, just to let you know that I have a beginner's course for tarot running on the 23rd of October. I still have a couple of places left if you're interested in joining us for the beginner's class. We do have a lot of fun and everybody gets to read, and everybody's reading by the time we finish the 3 hours. So, but it's just good fun. So if you're interested in doing that, please email me. I find some people leave it till the last minute and then can't get in. So don't leave it to the last minute. If you want a place, let me know now. I don't put the charges or do the final touches until I've got all of the people in the group. So yeah, let me know if you want to join us. Our platform event is now sold out. There are no tickets left for that. Hopefully we'll do another one in the next couple of months. So they're a lot of fun too. We do a combination of mediumship and also psychic readings. So if you're interested in joining us next time, keep your eye out for the next date. We do that online. All these things are done on Zoom. I like to do them in person. Unfortunately, we are in lockdown at the moment. So hopefully we'll get back to doing them out and about very shortly. My website now has a booking calendar. You can go in and book your own readings from here on inwards. If, however, you live in a place where you're outside of the booking hours that I have up there, please email me, because I do keep times aside for people who are working and unable to do, certain times, or people in other countries. So just let me know if you can't find a booking. And I think that is everything, although I have a funny feeling. Oh, the coaching program. Okay. I advertised the coaching program the last few days and I've had a very good response to that. I have 2 positions left. So if you're interested in doing a coaching program with me, I am offering it to 2 more people at reduced half price. And what we do is we do 6 sessions, and in the first session I sort of find out what you want to work on and what are your biggest hurdles, and those are the ones we pay particular attention to, and anything that comes up in the meantime. I am a certified life coach. I do have degrees. I have a psychology, social science background, so I've worked in welfare for a long time. I've done training, teaching, so I use all my skills, including my spirituality, just depending on where you're at, but I do use some of that as well to work with you. All right. But contact me if you're interested in doing that. And if you're not sure of the cost of it, I do let you pay as you go. So if it's something you really want to do and you feel like there's something in your life you need to work on and improve, perhaps spiritually, then it's sort of a really good course for you. We do it one-on-one, by the way, too, because somebody thought last time I was doing it in a group, and I'm like, no, everybody has a different need. So in the first session, that's what we look at. What are your needs? What do you want to work on? All right, let's get into your reading. We're going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot for your reading today. Had a beautiful response for the readings yesterday. I really love it when Spirit delivers messages that you're already getting and you just need confirmation. It's really good to hear about your journey as well. All right, never get sick of that. Okay. See what's going on today. All right, so we have the 9 of Swords coming straight through. The 9 of Swords talks of anxiety, sleepless nights, overthinking. It's very much about your demons coming to the surface here, because you're about to move into the 10, which means you're closing off some sort of cycle. The swords are all about your thoughts, your ideas, and your thinking. They are also about clarity, cutting things out and moving forward. And I feel like always with the 9 of Swords, there is an energy of realization on how to work with something. And we all do that. I even at times have epiphanies that wake me from my sleep where I think, oh my goodness, I did not realize that about myself. I did not realize that about another person. So I'm very conscious of those thoughts now. And I feel like with this 9 of Swords, it's almost like you're getting some sort of information or some sort of, I want to say spark. some sort of spark that's going to get you to move to the Ten of Swords, where you can close out a cycle. So it's sort of like that you just need that Ace of Swords here, from the 9 to the 10. You just need that one sword to give you clarity, and then you'll move to the next cycle and you'll be ready to close something out. All right, Strength. So you're realizing this is something within you that you have not seen before. Something perhaps that you've hidden, or you haven't acknowledged, or haven't seen. I almost feel that this is quite a surprise to you. That's why I think it comes as a spark. It's sort of like a surprise epiphany, or a surprise wake-up call, or maybe something happens, or you do something and you finally sort of get this idea and think, I've not really seen it that way before, or I've not really looked at it that way before. Whatever it is, it's something deep within you that is coming to the surface here to be healed. All right, so we have a couple of major arcanas here, and we do have the Hierophant. I'm feeling like this could be a couple of things for me here, because the Hierophant does talk about stability. It does talk about tradition. And again, it sort of gives me this energy that perhaps this is something you've learned to do from a very young age, that you're now realizing that it's something you don't need anymore. You're casting something aside here because you're bringing in a new level of stability. You're bringing in something here that's going to help you move forward, but change this energy, this anxiety, this worry, this stress that you've been carrying. So whatever it is, it's sort of clearing the path for you to become more stable. I feel like, because, oh wow, and then we have the Temperance card. Okay, so I feel like, what I feel like with the Hierophant card, it is something that you have been taught, or has been handed down, or you've seen other people do it and you've role modeled the behavior or the idea or whatever else. And it could be something that's been said to you directly, or that you've been doing for such a long time that it seems very natural and normal for you. But I feel like here, especially now, we have the Temperance card through as well. So we have the Strength, the Hierophant, and the Temperance card. So the Temperance card in this sort of energy feels to me like you're tempering something. You're understanding that you do it, but you're learning to do it from a very different perspective. Maybe it's something you're seeing from another person's perspective, or another person's point of view. And maybe it's been something that you haven't seen before, that maybe you've done before, and with that traditional sort of Hierophant feel, it's sort of like something that's become a habit or a natural way of thinking of doing it, doing it. But when I see the Temperance card, it's like you're bringing it into perspective now. You're understanding how to work on it. Maybe somebody else has done it here, and you're seeing it, and you're seeing how you do things a certain way. Maybe somebody else has done it, and you're starting to understand from what somebody else has done, because you do have the Ten of Cups coming through, and we have the Ten of Swords right behind that. So that's beautiful energy. This is the closing out of a cycle. This is a great understanding that's going to lead to your happiness. But at the moment, it's like your happiness is being blocked until you reach this 10. So it's almost like one thing has to fall in place for you to get to the 10 of Cups. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have a King of Wands coming through here. So you could be dealing with somebody here who's going to sort of, I want to say, nudge you forward in some way, shape or form. There is something in this energy of the King of Wands here. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fire sign. But I feel like it's here. What it feels like is it's somebody that you're close to or you know well. It's somebody that's either showing you something or reflecting something back to you that you've been doing a certain way and it hasn't been serving you. I almost feel for this, it's somebody you have perhaps close to you that has a great respect for you, but I don't feel they're doing it in a a teaching kind of way. It's almost like maybe they do something and you see it for the first time, or you see how you respond for the first time. But there's definitely something in this King of Wands energy, sort of like this leadership thing. So let's have a look. It's like somebody's leading you in the right direction. All right, so we have the Ace of Wands coming through. I'm quite expecting the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords. Okay, and the Death card, beautiful. This is exactly as you'd want to see something that you're learning. Because what I see here is a new start. There is a decision here to let something go. There's a decision to understand that what you've been carrying around for a long time has not been serving you. There is a decision, and maybe you've been trying to understand what this thing is that you were meant to be learning. Maybe you were trying to understand how to open yourself up to this. But I feel like perhaps here with this person here, maybe you weren't meant to learn it before. So this could be somebody, I feel this person is going to be very passionate about you, or feel very close to you. So it could be someone who's a relative, but it could be a love interest. Because I feel like somehow here you're having to let something go with the Death card. But the Two of Swords says to me, you're sort of trying to understand it first. You're trying to really understand where this energy is coming from. So we have the Eight of Swords. Ooh, victim mentality. Knight of Swords. Somebody is definitely bringing this to you. Six of Pentacles. Somebody, as I said, this energy was really clear to me. Whoever this person is that's delivering this has a very reciprocal relationship with you. This is a person you see as a friend, a close person. It could be a romantic or love interest. It could be a new love interest. But the Six of Pentacles shows me here that you have a very equal footing with this person. So you respect what they're saying to you. But we do have the Eight of Swords here, which for me is always about that sort of victim consciousness, victim mentality. And I feel like somebody is reflecting it back to you here. Maybe you have somebody in your life that you're feeling a great love for, and you're just open with them to hearing something. But something here you're changing, you're consciously changing something here. All right, so I have the Queen of Swords. Yep, definitely cutting something out. Page of Wands coming through. Four of Cups. Okay, I'm feeling like here now, whoever this is here, whoever this person is either entering or re-entering your life. It may be that they're coming in again. But for some of you, it may be somebody who's new, but you've obviously developed quite a close relationship with. But I see the Four of Cups here, and I'm feeling like here there may be this energy. I tell you what it feels like. It feels like trying to make a decision whether you want to leave a situation or not, and then something is shown to you that is waking you up to something here that you are consciously aware of now that you were subconsciously or unconsciously aware of before. And there seems to be some sort of decision here on whether you accept an offer here. Let's get into it a bit deeper. I feel like for some of you, this may be somebody returning for you that is reflecting something back to you. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords. So I know that there is something that you have discovered here that is showing you something about yourself that you may understand that you have done for a long time. It's something in your shadow. So your shadow is being reflected or mirrored back to you. It's certainly bringing in, with the Hierophant and Temperance, the idea that something you have done traditionally or as a habit for a very long time, but you're also learning how to temper it. So you sort of, in some way, shape or form, are working on this or working on the idea of this. And it may be the end of this cycle for you because of this. Because you're being shown this thing, you're able to let it go. And there's a karmic energy coming through of completing something. And here's the completion here with the Ten of Swords. And it's almost like you have the Ten of Cups almost in your hand here, but you have to complete with the Ten of Swords first. Knight of Wands coming through here with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and the Devil card. For some of you, we have the High Priestess too. For some of you, this may be seeing your codependency in action. Maybe you're starting to see codependency here. Oh boy, I want to dig a little bit deeper. I feel like sometimes, you know, we hear people talking all the time about codependency like it's dependency, and it's very, very different. Dependency means that you rely on someone else to help yourself out. Codependency means you put other people's needs above your own. They are very different energies. And sometimes when I hear people talking about, oh, it's okay to be codependent in a relationship, I think, no, it's not. It's not healthy at all. Because what you're doing is you're sacrificing your needs for somebody else. And there's nothing healthy about that. And what you will do, whether you are, you know, loving that person or not, there will come a day when you will get resentful and angry towards that person because you've always done everything for them and they've returned nothing. It is a very unhealthy and unbalanced relationship. If you're dependent or interdependent, then you're still in a relationship more than equally. You still have a fairly equal existence with a person. Interdependence is the best way to have a relationship, and that means you've got your own things to do, but you do things very, very well together. If you're dependent, you may be a little bit dependent on the other person to lead, but it's still not unhealthy. But codependency, very unhealthy. And it may feel good at first. It may feel good at first because you are putting the other person's needs above your own. You're putting the other person on a pedestal and you are giving everything to the relationship for very little in return. But one day you will wake up and realize that it is just not a nice situation. So very, very different. So if you hear people mixing them up, look up codependency for yourself. What it came from an idea that's, I think, in about the 70s or 80s, where people were with people like drug addicts or alcoholics. And the way it worked was they would actually supply that person with their drugs or alcohol because it kept them in a better mood or it kept them in a better place. And therefore your existence was much better if they were happy. That's where it originally came from. All right, let's have a look. Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Hermit, and the Queen of Cups. Wow, okay. I feel like some of you are meeting someone who has a very, very strong connection with you here. You may be meeting a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Between the two of you, we have the Hermit. Okay, so there seems to be something you need to learn in this situation with this person. But I feel like somehow or another, this person is reflecting something back to you. Now, it could be something like codependency. It could also be you understanding your power in a relationship, or you understanding what you have to offer, your equality. You're not allowing yourself to get into that energy of giving more than you're taking. So maybe this person is showing you something which in effect may be a red flag. But there is something here that is showing you your own value. It's reflecting back something that you need to learn that you've been doing. And maybe you've been doing it in relationships for a really long time, but you haven't actually been able to see what you're doing. And maybe now you are working with this relationship in a very different way. But with the Hermit here in the middle, it says to me you're taking time out because it's right in the middle of the King and Queen of Cups. So it's like you're taking a really good look at this particular situation and trying to understand perhaps your part, but also understanding your own habits or things that you do that are not helpful here. So I'm getting across here, the victim mentality is a big one here. Perhaps feeling like you need this person. Perhaps you're understanding that your need for the person is greater than the love you have for yourself, so you're realizing the codependency. Perhaps you're so in love with this person you want to hang on to them at all costs and you're not prepared to sacrifice them, but you are prepared to sacrifice yourself. You may definitely be putting this person's needs above your own, but there also is an energy here that you're learning around how perhaps you respond to situations in a codependent way. So that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that this person is probably showing you great love and you're feeling the love in return, but something is being shown to you about how you work with that love here, because you're trying to find balance with the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like here, perhaps you're trying to balance the other person's needs with your own. Like, is this the right situation for me? Am I giving too much here? Is this codependent energy coming in again? So for many of you here, it's sort of trying to get you not to slip back into old habits. So I feel like this person may have been in your life before. I feel like perhaps this person has come around again because you're showing yourself what you did. I don't want to say wrong, because wrong, bad, all those things don't matter here. This is somebody showing you some sort of pattern that you did before that may have interrupted this situation. So maybe you're accepting somebody back into your life that treated you really poorly. But something here is being reflected back to you. All right, let's have a look at an oracle card. Oh my goodness, can you believe this? Every day I've brought this Pleiades card out, and I feel like every day that it's telling me something new. It definitely is, but I don't know why they keep bringing it out, because I keep reading it and I'm pretty sure I'm not getting extra energy on it. And we have Lemuria too. So we have all starseed energy here this morning. All right, let's read it for you. So I'm going to read the Pleiades one first, because this is the one that keeps coming out all the time. And it's about a double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So something you're healing within yourself here is healing other people. So it's quite interesting energy. So the Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. You are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. Your work is divinely guided. So this is really, I feel that you're healing a relationship that you have. You're learning to love in a very healthy way. And maybe that is your pattern. Maybe you've never loved in what we see as a healthy way. Maybe you've always put other people's needs above your own. And we have the card of Lemuria here. So I'm sort of hoping that that fills in the gap, because it's creating heaven on earth. And it says it's happening. So Lemuria, or Mu, is one of the earth's lost lands where heaven really was a place on earth, a time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemuria, or Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no worse than us and the sun no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven can really be a place on earth. Perhaps you are part of the transition team who at soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. So it says here, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. So this is about being guided to hold the frequency of relationships in the universe. I feel like here with these two cards that there is a feeling here that you are being here and you've been brought here again with this Pleiades card that keeps coming out all the time, but I haven't really had the Lemuria one out very much. But I feel like somehow in here you're being guided to heal a relationship that's going to help to heal the planet. So your importance is really paramount here. And maybe not all of you identify with the starseed, but maybe you will identify with the energy. Because we have been taught over the years how to be codependent, dependent on others for our own happiness, how to need to be validated by outside sources. And I still hear people saying that. You don't need to be loved to be loved. You can love yourself, and anybody else that comes into your life is a bonus. But you don't need other people to be the complete version of you. So that is the lesson you are learning here. And I feel like somebody's about to reflect that lesson back to you for you to understand. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.